Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to discuss about advanced data visualization in R, where we will learn about customization in ggplot2 library, where we will work with themes, labels, colors, legends and facets. So now in the previous video we know how to create different charts using the library. The next step is to customize them to make them more professional and visually appealing. So the first part is adding titles, access labels, and captions. By default, the library does not add titles or access label. We can use the labs function to customize them. So as in this set of code, the title is for the main title of the plot. Subtitle is a short description. X and Y are the labels for the X and Y axis. Caption is a small text at the bottom that is useful for citing data sources only. And lastly, theme minimal applies a clean theme to our chart, as we can see. As in the output, we have the title, the subtitle, the labels on the X and the Y axis, a minimal theme applied, and a caption for citing the data source. In the next example, what we are doing is modifying the colors of points, of bars, and background. So colors can highlight important information and make charts more readable. In this example, we are changing colors in a bar chart. So the fill equals factor CYL fills the bars with different colors based on their cylinder count. And scale fill manual is used to define custom colors. Whereas theme classic applies a simple classic theme to our bar chart. So as we see in the output, there are 3 categories for the cylinders and 3 of them are shown with different colors, and that appears more appealing and can be understood quite easily. Next comes up is customizing legends. By default, the library automatically generates a legend for categorical variables, and we can modify it using the guides and the theme functions. So in this example, we are changing the legend position in title. Again, the color equals factor CYL, it differentiates points by cylinder type. Legend position equals bottom moves the legend below the plot. And the other positions that we can consider for legends are top, bottom, left and right of the particular graph or plot we are using. As we see in this example, we are having a scatter plot here, and the legends of symbolizing what actually these means is at the bottom of the graph, because we have just declared that we want the legends to be bottom of the plot. Next, let us talk about common themes in the library. So the library provides multiple built-in themes to change the look of the graphs. So the first one is theme gray. It is a default theme with gray background in the library. Theme BW, as you can just think of its name, is a black and white theme. Theme minimal is a clean and a modern look theme that gives more visually appealing graphs to you. Theme classic is a simple white background theme. Theme void, it removes all the grid lines and axes from the plot. And if we take an example here, we have just used the black and white theme and just changed the color of the data points to red. So here you can see the output of this. Next is faceting, that is splitting charts into multiple panels. So faceting is used to split data into multiple subplots based on the categories we are dividing them on. So in this example, simply it creates separate charts for each cylinder types. As you can see in the output, a different chart is created for each cylinder type here. So for a quick summary of customization in the library, for adding title and labels, we can use the labs function. For changing colors, we can use a scale fill manual or scale color manual function. Modifying legends, we have guides, theme function that has legend position, where we can just declare where exactly we want the legends in our graph. Then for changing the theme, we have different types of theme as we discussed. And lastly, for facet or splitting the charts, we have facet wrap. Then we can just initialize our variable to it on the basis of which the data will be splitted into. Now we have covered data visualization in R. We will quickly move towards the best practices for data visualization in R. So the key best practices for data visualization involves choosing the right chart type. Like if you want to compare categories, you should go with bar chart. For trends over time, a line chart. and relationship between two variables is to be shown, then scatter plot is the best, and box plot is used where distribution and outliers to be shown, and a heat map is used when correlation and intensity visualization is our goal. Next is keeping it simple and readable. You should avoid clutter, that is too many elements in one chart. Use minimal grid lines and background colors and remove unnecessary legends when possible. Next one is using colors wisely. So wrong colors or using too many colors might be confusing to your audience. So use right colors that are consistent and contrasting with each other. Next one is ensuring proper labeling and legends. You should add meaningful titles and access labels, keeping the legends simple and descriptive, and avoid overlapping labels. Always make sure that your labels clearly describe the data you are showing in that chart. Lastly, avoiding misleading visualizations. So common mistakes that you should avoid include starting y-axis at a non-zero value. It can distort perception. Next, using too many categories in a pie chart. It is very hard to read. Overcomplicating charts with unnecessary elements. These are the common mistakes that you should avoid while building up your visualization. So now we are done with data visualization in R and best practices. And in the next videos, we will start with statistical analysis and modeling in R. And if you liked this video and it was helpful to you in any way, then please give it a like, share with your friends, and do subscribe to the channel to help us grow. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.